G'day everyone and welcome back to Silver Run Forest with me, Jay. Now, I know I said that I wasn't going to, I said I wasn't going to do anything till next month. Turns out I have places to go and things to do tomorrow, so I'm going to record the episode today and hopefully get it out till tomorrow. I did break down and I did get another collectible, mainly because I wanted a shiny new toy, and I will show you that shiny new toy soon. In the meantime, this area up here is the area I know I planted half of, and I wasn't sure about how much of the other area I planted. So I got some really good comments from people, some really good feedback, either through messages or through comments. But they all said I should have mulched I used a mulcher on the area first, got rid of the grass, and then I would have been able to see where the trees I planted were. So I have two options. I can either retexture the ground manually, which I really don't want to do, or I can just mark pretty much from where I am now outwards and know that that's where I cut from and keep planting from there. Like I said, I really do want this to be as much about reforestation and forestry as it is about just forestry itself, because reforestation, didn't know if I was going to be able to get that out or not. See how I got hung up on everything? But reforestation is, I think, a very important part of forestry, and so does the government. So what I'm doing, or what I'm going to do right now, like I said, is I'm going to... Why are you not? There you go. I am going to clean out this area as much as possible so that I can replant it. And my rush is... Oh, there's... No, that's not a tree I thought I cut down. My other rush is that snow is coming. And from what I've been reading, various comments from people, not only does it snow in Silver Run Forest, it really snows. I don't even have the lumberjack mod enabled, but I find this really, really handy, this new measuring tool. Anyway, so apparently once you've had a couple of foot of snowfall, it gets pretty hard to pull equipment and trees and stuff around in the snow. The tractors and the loggers are okay because of their heavy-duty tires. It's getting your logging trailers in and out that seems to be the problem. So I want to make sure everything is set and in place for the logging trailers. So all they have to do is come up the regular paths, and then they can grab the timber they need. So, like I said, two reasons for me to clear this out in November as opposed to waiting till December. Now I am going to enable super strength again, mainly because, like I said, I finally broke down and I ordered an Xbox controller from Amazon, and it should be here in a little while. Hopefully that will help me with some of the controls for logging. But I did try again with the tractor and the front end loader and the logging attachment, so I could do this and lift things into nice little piles or into trailers. And every time I start getting it lifted up, it falls out. So I don't know if that's a problem with me not being quick enough with closing the arms, or if that's just the way the old log forks worked in the game prior to the new patch. or prior to Silver Run Forest. Alright. And I also said don't bother with spruce, but it turns out, I mean, you harvest enough spruce, you get a decent amount of any wood. So I'm pulling the spruce out there, and like I said, it will all get replaced with ponderosa pine. I marked this one for destruction, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or if I'm just going to bother pulling. I think I'm just going to go with the logger and I'm going to pull everything out. So I love this tractor. It's definitely got enough pulling power to pull a tree that was definitely stuck out of the other trees. And I have a feeling I am going to need it with its power and a snow blade fairly soon. I would love to hear from you guys too in the comments if you've made it into winter and if you actually get snow that sticks on the ground. If you don't, I do have a video for that. It's only for PC users, unfortunately. Like I said, though, I have heard that that's not a problem with the Platinum Edition. It snows and it just keeps snowing pretty much December, January, February. So I want to make sure that we are fully ready to go. We have plenty of wood cut, and then I will see for myself how bad the situation is when the snow falls. So I will cut these trees, I'm going to get everything ready, and then I will see you in December, probably when it has started to snow, because the forecast says sometime around midnight. Okay, I will see you soon. Alright, I'm back, and I was thinking as I was winching out the last tree, it doesn't matter if I disconnected it or not, why am I worried about winter? I have just pulled all these trees out of this area so that I have a nice area to plant in, and hypothetically, I don't have to fell or drop the trees where they fall. Like down, we can't see, yeah, you can see them from here. Like those piles there, yeah, I pulled the trees back a little bit and I've made nice little piles around where the trees were falling. And I took the truck to the trees. Well, worst case is, if the truck and the trailer can't make it through the snow in the middle of winter, well, my forestry equipment, either my tractor with a winch can pull it out, or the logging machine can pull it out. Either way, I guess it's not nearly as big a deal as I was thinking it was. Again, that's what I get for listening to comments made either in forums or wherever. Good old Discord too. So yeah, why I bothered, I don't know. Alright, you want to see my fancy new toy since I didn't quite make it through till winter? Well, it's not that. That's on lease. And that was the other thing I was thinking. 13,000, well, plus the header brings it up to 15,000 to do some tree planting. Nice feature, a very nice feature to be able to use a machine like this in the game. But you cannot tell me that a Komatsu, looking at the forestry machine we already have, does not have some type of detachable header for their machine in the first place. Yeah, Volvo cannot be the only company that has logging equipment or replanting equipment. Other companies, I'm sure, have it too. I just hope this is going to stay on. It doesn't look as wide as it did when I was looking at it. Yeah, we're a little tight on the ramps, but we should be okay. Anyway, remember, if you remember the last episode, or you watched the last episode, I said I needed another a flatbed, or either another big truck like a Volvo to pull that red flatbed trailer. Well, I still need the red flatbed for containers and large amounts of product. That's getting in the way. Stupid camera. Yeah, I might still need it for that, but this is the perfect solution. Plus, now I can get around the map fairly quickly. If don't tip, don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. Oh, you're gonna tip, aren't you? Super strength to the rescue. Okay, I forget where I was before that little panic. Yeah, I was talking about, yeah, now when I get a skid steer, I have a nice little low loader with a quick truck that will zip around the map so I can do contracts. And my low loader problems are solved. I've been meaning to get this truck for a while, and just I didn't realize that it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was, which was a definite plus. Let's do 50, let's do 60, if I can hit 60. 65, we'll do 65 trees. It should be a decent number. Okay, let me get this tree planting done. Said we have a couple of things I want to do come November. I did install, but I'm not going to use it because I have a rough idea of where everything is right now. The free landscaping mod, so if I get to the point where I don't know where everything is, I can always use that. Okay, I will be right back. Well, good morning. It's December 4th, and it is snowing pretty good. I'm not sure exactly what time it started. You know how you sleep through the night and it changes from night to day? Well, just as it was changing from night to day, it started to start snowing. So let's have a look. Like I said, I had a look at the weather forecast just now. It's currently 7 degrees and it's 9 o'clock. But the weather forecast says it should be -3. So I'm guessing the temperature is going to drop rapidly and we are going to get some snow accumulation. The grass has definitely turned a slightly different shade, and if I turn my flashlight on, I can now start to see some of the places where I planted trees, which is helpful, but I now pretty much know most of this area is covered in saplings. The other thought I had when I was planting the saplings before I put you guys on pause was, you know what? There really should be an easier way to do it. The more I think about it, the Volvo excavator with the tree planter is nice, but it's expensive for a small logging operation. I remember back in Farming Simulator 19, they had, well, if they're not going to adapt the small planter for the new trees, I remember back in Farming Simulator 19, somebody made a mod where you could actually use a shovel and dig a hole. how many people do you know that spent, well, in North America anyway, I don't know if this is a thing in Europe, but in North America, I know quite a few people that spent a summer tree planting as a way of getting some money and getting fresh air and exercise. So I hope that mod comes back, but again, I doubt it will. The problem is, and Giants kind of confirmed this in the forums the other day, being a DLC, Silver Run Forest is locked away, meaning modders don't actually have access to the base game files like they do in the base game. You can't just go in and edit things. So, in other words, you're really not supposed to be, unless you can... The DLC file, I guess what I'm trying to say is the DLC files are encrypted, so you're not supposed to break the encryption and change the actual files themselves. Now, in the past, sometimes Giants have looked the other way, and sometimes they haven't when people have done it. I guess it depends on how seriously or how badly they change the base game files. In Farming Simulator 19, the Alpine DLC, you could not edit the map. The only time you could edit the Alpine map was when it came out as part of Farming Simulator 22. And I'm guessing that's going to be the same as Silver Run Forest. When it comes out as part of Farming Simulator 20... Well, Giants have kind of said that the time in between games is going to increase. So I think the next Farming Simulator we're going to see is Farming Simulator 25 as opposed to 24. Which is a shame because 3 years? I don't know how much content Giant's going to be able to put out to keep people interested in 3 years. So, with that said, let's take a look, like I said, at some other statistics. So, trees planted are now at 237, and we've cut down almost 200. We've cut down 185 trees. So, we're ahead of the game in terms of tree planting, which is a good place to be at. Missions completed. I don't know why it says I've only completed one. Because I have done... Oh, it's talking about farming missions, like actual agricultural missions. It's not counting the new types of missions for collecting wood. Speaking of which, let's have a look and see. How... I know I have seasonal growth on. I don't know how this is still... Yep, seasonal growth is on. So I don't know how cotton harvesting is still a thing. Bug in the game? Probably won't be fixed. Cultivating, yes, we've had cultivating missions in winters on other maps. And here's another huge discrepancy. Farmland 21 yesterday was paying 21,000 something because there were 23 trees to be transported. And now it's only paying, oh wow, 39 trees to be transported. Okay. So that's a little bit different. We were getting 21 trees and we were making about 20,000. And wow, now they want 39 trees to be transported. I don't know if that's a bug because of a mod I've installed. I'll have to check and see. The sawmill is fully loaded, I think. Let's check our productions. The iron furnace could do with a little bit of metal. We still have some in the trailer, so we're going to go ahead and we'll dump that in. And we're going to have to take a load of wood up to the sawmill and then collect the stuff we need. So let's begin with the sawmill. And yep, we're full of metal, so there's another money train just waiting to happen. guess before I say that, I should check and see if and what the roller coaster requires. And you can actually see from here, I just looked over and you can see we're actually making progress. The roller coaster is being erected. And why do I suddenly hear a whole bunch of teenage boys giggling when I say erected? Okay, so we don't need another load of ore yet. I may collect one off screen. Or I might save that for the next episode, depending on what people want. I'm definitely not going to do sheep until the spring for two reasons. One, I found out this tractor can only have either a front end loader or a front third point attachment, which means a wing mower. I would need to get rid of the front loader attachment, pay for that. I guess it's a one-time deal, then I can switch back and forth. So it's not as big a deal as I thought.
You have like a chat that's like power minion killing stuff?
I wish there was a way of checking what the roller coaster needed without actually visiting it. But are we short metal? Do I need to bring metal over? No, we've got 760 in storage and we need 240. Floor tiles 907 and we have 107 required. Staircase railings, it looks like we do require a pallet of that. And then of course the usual planks long, and wood beams are also required. And we have plenty of those up at the sawmill. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do first. Do I... I can send this on its merry way up and we can load it at the sawmill. Yeah, I think we might do that. Look at how barren everything looks now with no leaves on the trees. And then when this is on its way up to the sawmill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up a load of wood and take that up to the sawmill. I have a pile of cash that is burning a hole in my pocket, and I don't know what to do with it right now. I would love to spend it. But I'm not quite sure on what next. Like I said, intelligence-wise, I'm thinking I should be spending it on something I can use in the future. Like maybe another production, I just don't know which one. New equipment, I would like some new equipment, but that's not really necessary. Oh my goodness, look how barren this is. The grass is almost gone. I can really see where the saplings are now. Do you think a full trailer load of wood is going to be enough? I think so. At least I hope so. Oh. Oh, and I can see where the stumps are. So that's another thing I need to get. As I said earlier, I need to get the skid steer with the stump grinder. I don't trust using the tree be gone because I have saplings around and I don't want it to destroy the saplings. Although, well, we'll see. I should be able to see where they are. The other thing somebody suggested is that I could always put a trailer hitch on the... Oh, come on. Do you have to pull out in front of me? They must be Canadian. They gotta be. I know you guys think Canadians are so nice, but that's just a ruse. Okay, let me get this load of trees dumped. Thing is, I hate doing everything at 9 o'clock in the morning because that means I've got the rest of the day. But we are in winter, so I don't have a lot to do. And I want to see where... Did I go the right way? Yeah. Where did that pickup truck go? He just kind of vanished. I sent him ahead. Do not drive too deeply into the water. Just going to pull out for a little bit and we'll see how much we end up with. Check and see what the truck is. Okay, somehow he ended up over here. Let me rescue the truck, get it loaded up, and I'll be back when we know exactly how much is in the lumber mill. Okay, so after a lot of fiddling around, I got everything loaded. The rear part I have to do myself because the big Manitou forklift here does not like steep ramp, and there's not as much room on this trailer as there is on my other trailer. So I think from now on we're gonna, based on the amount of wood that's being generated per day, I think we're just gonna bring the great big low loader down. Have you ever wondered too, just in case? I had, because what happens when the sawmill gets full? Well, guess what? The logs just sit there and then it will take them. So yes, you can feed in extra logs and make sure you have a decent supply going and nothing's going to get wasted. The other thing I'm having trouble with is both vehicles I have put or use the set destination command on have had problems. For some reason they keep getting hung up. I guess he's a stupid Canadian driver. Yeah, so both workers that I've put on to try and either send north or south have ended up with problems. And I don't understand, maybe it's a bug? I haven't tried it on this map before now. But you see, the forestry trailer made it about as far as here and then got hung up. So I don't know what's going on. Like there's nothing on the roads that should be interfering with them. Okay. Let's stop at the flooring factory. Oh, people. There is no way, even in Canada, there would be this many people out walking in a storm like this. And of course, the loading point is around the other side. Alright, let me get the stuff loaded up and I will bring you guys back in. And I'd been thinking of this, seeing this ad made me think, should I use the precision farming DLC on this map? And I really can't see a need. It's even if I buy some farmland, it's just going to cause problems. It's going to take me a while to get the 15% bonus. And I don't know specifically which video I made that points out the problems you get from non-arable land. But it means we're going to have to do quite a bit of work to be able to get that arable land precision farming ready. The extra 15% would be nice, but well, I do have a whole series on precision farming. If you're not familiar with it, go ahead and watch that and you'll understand why I say it may be more of a pain than it's worth. Alright, let me get the stuff loaded up and I will see you in a minute. There we go. Everything that's not needed has been loaded onto the money train. I was going to say, as usual, we will end the episode with the money train. I don't know if anyone remembers that movie. If you do, you're probably as old as I am. But it was all about the New York subway system and the train that went through it and collected cash from each of the stations and tokens, and it got robbed. But it carried a ton of cash, kind of like this train does. And this map still looks nice in the winter. Just not as nice as it does when, well, in the summer or the fall. Let's see what we made. That's it? 176,000? Well, why did I think we were going to make more? We sold the same amount of metal as we usually do, so it's 170... or 100, sorry, it was 100,000. So the rest came from wood. So, yeah, that iron furnace is, no matter how you look at it, it's a gold mine. That and the sawmill, you don't need anything else. Once you have those two productions in hand, you are up and running, my friends. Alright, on that note, I'm not sure where the next episode will take us because we are in the middle of winter. I think there is great demand at the container yard. So I think I'm going to do a container or two. I will do that on screen. And I'm going to figure out what to do next. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. We will talk to you guys later.